Former conference rivals going head-to-head under the lights in a cross-county rivalry between the unbeaten Clear Fork Colts and state-ranked number 8 Lexington about to go down. It's high school soccer live and free from the Colt Corral in Belleville, coming your way next.
We are uniting Park National's family banks under one name to serve you more.
This bank's about service to the community.
I mean, your customers become your family, and by and large, you become their family.
Customers do come in and they do feel like they're a part of our family, and they feel like they know us and we know them and we care.
Park National, our family of banks, all together now.
Subscribe or be subscribed.
Incredible night of boys high school soccer about to take off here on the OH Report, live and free from the Colt Corral. Clear Fork looking to remain undefeated with visiting Lexington in the house. My name is Brian Skowronski, joined as always by the one, the only Jesse Ryder. Always get brighter when this man talks. And you've been in this situation before. Tournament draws out, Jesse, but you still got games on the schedule in the regular season. These are basically crosstown rivals, Belleville and Lexington, connected by a couple of different roads. So what are the challenges presented for these teams and these coaching staffs tonight to stay engaged in this rivalry game?
Absolutely. You're exactly right. This is a difficult game to coach because it is a crosstown rivalry. You want to compete. You want to win. You want to come out on top. At the same time, there are bigger things at stake as well. Tournaments are right around the corner, less than probably 10 days away for both teams, and so you're preparing for that as well. So as a former coach, it's one of those situations. You want to come out, you want to compete, you want to play hard, you obviously want to win, and then the question is, but at what expense? You don't want your players to get gassed and be out of, not be fit for the tournaments, and so a lot of it's going to be what is your strategy as a coach in terms of substitution, in terms of playing style. The other part of this game that's really interesting is that this could be a potential rematch coming soon in the tournaments, and so do you want to show all your cards the first time you play? And what is certainly an important game, but also kind of a meaningless game outside of just pride and local rivalry. So a lot of things at stake tonight. Going to be really interesting to see how these two teams play it out in front of each other.
Both enter tonight with 11 wins on the season. Clear Fork, as mentioned, has not suffered a defeat as of yet, though the Lexington Minutemen have had the run of play against them, winning each of their last 4 showdowns. We'll see if tonight is any different. And the key to victory tonight for the Colts, Jesse, you feel like they need to be opportunistic and definitely take advantage when they have chances.
Absolutely. I think, when we've seen this Clear Fork team in the past, they've had numerous chances in front of the goal. And they're the type of team eventually they would score, but it's been against lesser competition. And that's been our compliment and kind of our instruction to Clear Fork all year long is you're doing well. You're not playing the high-level competition yet. Just in the past couple of weeks, their competition levels increased. I think their level of play is beginning to increase as well. But I think Lexington's a whole nother level. And so for Clear Fork, I think, can you compete early? Not give up on an early goal, not kind of dream about what the past has been recently for the Colts against Lexington, because it's been some lopsided results. And so can you come out and can you compete and figure out and remind yourselves that you deserve to be playing this game against Lexington right now?
Minutemen come into tonight winners of their last 4, and they always play top-notch competition from around the state, have certainly challenged themselves. Their last loss coming in basically an OCC title match against Worcester, where they dropped a 3-1 defeat. So we'll see if the Minutemen can continue to keep their momentum into tonight's match. Certainly know that they're a high-scoring team, 5 goals per contest for them, and they got a lot of guys that can put it in the back of the net at any given moment.
Oh, absolutely. There are guys on this team who can finish from just about anywhere. They're going to score from a variety of different ways. I think if you're Clear Fork, you certainly have to game plan for Ryan Parker. Terrific finisher, and he's the type of guy, if he gets the ball in front of the net, he's going to get a shot off on goal. And so you really have to limit the chances and where he gets the ball and how he gets the ball, so he's not getting a lot of strikes early and often against Clear Fork. But Lexington's so dangerous. Certainly, he's probably the prolific scorer. There's a lot of guys for Lexington who can score some goals. Looking at a guy like Teddy Tagliati when he comes up on corner kicks, if he's playing in the midfield, he's got a great shot. A lot of players for Lexington capable of doing a lot of different things.
And in similar fashion on the other side, Clear Fork's got 4 players with at least 6 goals on the season, led by Wyatt Strong. Double digits, 10 for him so far in the campaign. And what we were talking about a little bit ago, 15 assists for Luke Labaki. So he's actually scored 6 times, but looking for teammates. He's a great creator, and I would say that's definitely the kid to circle on the other side if you're the coaching staff for Lex. Got to try to control number 8 if you can.
Absolutely. Certainly Luke is the playmaker for Clear Fork. He's the one who's going to kind of get the ball into the box, going to figure out how to set up Clear Fork to score. And so it's one of those things, I think, for Lexi, you got to be very aware of where he is on the field and where the ball is in relation to him. So I think it's important for Lexington kind of game plan for that a little bit. You certainly want to limit his touches and kind of look and see where he's at. Looks like we may have a bit of a delay here. I think they're going to make the Lexington keeper switch his keeper jersey. So he's wearing a green jersey, so 40-minute warm-up, and everyone just realizes it now.
Right.
Everybody's wearing green. It's all right. That happens every once in a while.
Let's go ahead and take a look at the starting lineups. We'll begin with Lexington. You talked about some of their key playmakers. Caleb Reinhardt now switching, tried to blend in with the Colts side wearing that green jersey. Could have been confusing. A lot of talent out there, a lot of returning players from last year's team that went to the Final Four.
Absolutely. This is certainly a team that has got some experience on their side. We talked about Ryan Parker. They got Trevor Fair and Gage Potter up top as well. They're going to score a lot of goals. Between those 3, they're going to have the majority of the shots. But there's also some phenomenal players. Teddy Tagliati is a great player in the middle of the field. Will Hostetler does great up and down the field. The Deborah Schmidt brothers are terrific. I mean, just so many strong players. Look at this line. They have a lot of midfielders on the roster I'm seeing right now. But I'm assuming they have some guys who probably rotate. They'll play some defenders. They'll play some midfielder as well and kind of rotate. They're kind of a free-flowing team that you're going to find. They just move the ball efficiently. They move the ball well. And it's kind of just a fun team to watch.
Let's take a look at the starters for Clear Fork. Got 3 all-MOAC players, first-teamers on the squad, led by Strong, Labaki, and Stoner. So obviously a lot of talent on the field here tonight on both sides. Richland County showdown underway here from the Colt Corral.
I think for Clear Fork right now, you just want to be careful not to have a bad mistake that's going to give away a good opportunity for Lexington. So you got to take care of the ball, be careful with your touches. You really want to limit turnovers, especially in dangerous parts of the field. Quickly see some of just the free-flowing play of Lexington. They just move the ball so quick and so well. They're tough to defend because they've just got guys moving everywhere and the ball's constantly moving. Clear Fork's a little more predictable in their attack, but they're so fast and so dangerous with the ball as well. Certainly one of the more skilled Clear Fork teams we've seen in past.
Potter lost his footing there. He was inside the box too.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the move he was going for. He was kind of in on goal almost. It looked like he was going to cut it back and maybe tripped himself up there a little bit.
Cross gets deflected, so an early corner kick coming up for Lex. Less than a minute here into the opening half.
Yeah, if you're Clear Fork, you got to get this ball out of this area. You got to get in the attack a little bit. You can't just defend against Lexington for 80 minutes. They're good enough; they'll make you pay. So you've got to win the ball and figure out a way to keep the ball and just be in the attack a little bit for Clear Fork.
Isaac Weber sends, well struck, but cleared in cool fashion, I would say, by the Colts.
A little bit of a miscue there for Lexington, playing the ball quickly out of bounds. I don't think that's quite what they had in mind. Perhaps their outside mid wasn't back far enough, but it's going to be a Clear Fork throw in right around midfield. This is a tough game to manage for Clear Fork because this is certainly a game, as we talked about before, games you've got circled and highlighted on your schedule. For Clear Fork, this is probably that game. You know, they understand the rivalry at stake. They understand, you know, all the stats we've talked about. They're all well aware of those stats because they've lived those stats. And so you start the game with just a little bit of adrenaline, but there's also a little bit of fear of like, man, what if we're not as good as we think we are yet, and trying to figure something out. So a lot of emotions. So really it's going to come down, can you get your emotions in check and play some quality soccer against a quality team?
Foot race there between Parker, won by Wortman. And Ryan loses control, so it'll be a goal kick here coming up for the Colts. And I think that's a really fair point. The fact that Clear Fork comes in here undefeated in some ways I think can be a mental handicap for them because they haven't played great competition, as you mentioned. We know Lex is good, ranked in the top 10 in the state, and pretty much have been the entire year. So do they have some doubt if it doesn't go well for them here at the beginning? Maybe we're not quite as good as we thought, as that's an excellent cross, but offsides is the call. Hostetler was about a step too far, I think.
Yeah, I like the way Lexington's playing right now. They're just putting the ball in the box in a variety of ways. It's been down the line one time. It's been over the top in the middle. It's been kind of a through pass in the middle. They are just so dangerous in so many different ways. That's when you get to be this level, you have to figure out more than one way to score goals. And for Lexington, you can see that they've got a versatile attack right now.
Dictating most of the action here in the opening couple of minutes. Colts have not really done any possessing of the ball.
Well, once Lex gets the ball, it's just a couple of touches before they're in on goal. It's going to be offsides again, but it's the right run, right play, just a little slow in the delivery.
Nice feed by Parker, just fair. Clearly offsides that time.
Yeah, Lexington, this is the first I've seen Lexington play some real competition. Certainly they are effective at moving the ball in the attacking third. That's probably in the first, 4 minutes of the game. They've had 4 quality looks at least to get into the box. Those are big numbers. Clear Fork has yet to get in the attacking third on the other side, so it's a little bit of tale of two teams right now.
Labaki on the pressure. Throw in, though, for Lexington.
It's a good slight touch there.
Charging up to make the play. Here's Potter. Looks to bring it back to the right foot. Now Tagliotti lost it.
Good save by Seth, but puts it right at the feet of Lexington.
And Hostetler on the cross, deflected out of play. So Lex stays on the offensive.
I've seen about 3 Lexington players lose their footing already. Been interesting just watching them kind of just fall with no pressure, and maybe they're not used to the slick turf surface. You know, they only play on grass, but I don't know. Certainly they've had some exposure to that, but 3 times already I've seen guys just kind of go down without contact and just slip.
Probably their first time, I would imagine, out here on the new turf at Clear Fork that they just had installed last year.
That's a great touch by Ryan Parker.
And the one-timer goes, so Lex gets on the board first. Trevor Fair with the initial goal to put Lex on top.
You just kind of felt it coming the whole time. I mean, the first 5 minutes have just been Lexington getting in the box and getting different looks at goal. That's a terrific pass by Ryan Parker. Just flicks it up. Trevor Fair times the run right, runs right onto it. One touch, puts it in the corner. Just absolutely terrific goal for Lexington.
Perfect strike right into the exact spot where it needed to be placed to get past the keeper, Bailey, who's been having a phenomenal year. Just better offense right there.
It's a bit of a defensive miscue for Clear Fork. So the space and that Trevor had to go forward there. Obviously, it's a ball in front of him, but there was no Clear Fork defender around him, so he's got the time and the composure to stay on the ball. Let's see if Parker finds him again. He's going to be on sides, I think. Plays this ball just a little too deep into the corner. If you're Clear Fork, this has been a rough start to the game. You know, you've not really had possession. You've not been the attacking third yet. You've just been defending. About the first 5 minutes, you've given up a goal. That's not the start you want to have for the Colts.
Less than 5 minutes in, getting behind on the scoreboard at home. Yeah, definitely not what you would want if you are a Clear Fork fan.
Oh, I thought he called a handball. Looks like he's going to call a foul on Lexington. I thought the Clear Fork player hit it with his hand. Looks like it's going to be a foul on Lexington, though.
And that's what the Lexington players were asking for. They certainly thought that there was a handball in the
He certainly
box.
jumped up with his hand up in the air. I couldn't tell if there was actually contact on it or not, but the referee saw a foul first anyway, so we're okay there.
So off the restart, Lex wins possession.
Well, they're just touches away from going to. I mean, there's just not a lot of pressure. Lexington's not going to take more than 2 touches, really. They touch it and they play it, and it's so fast, so efficient with the ball. And Clear Fork is just not on the right defensive place yet.
This one's sent from about 35 yards out. Fair with a little heat check. This time gobbled up by Bailey.
You know, I watched these guys train yesterday, and certainly Lexington has some guys who can strike the ball consistently and confidently from about 30 yards, and they have no problem just stepping into a shot and putting it in on goal.
Here comes the Colts for about the first time tonight, looking to get on the attack. Disrupted, though, by the back line, and that was Jack Depperschmidt.
This is a play that can be kind of a momentum change for Clear Fork. Obviously, Seth Stoner, we've seen, has got a huge throw. See if Clear Fork can maybe get some numbers behind the ball and get a first touch here.
Wow, that was a nice throw.
Caleb Reinhardt just read it right. Just right spot, right time, came out and grabbed it right out of the air. It's a big play. It's a terrific punt from Caleb, my word. Put it just outside the 30. Trevor Fair almost ran through again off a punt. That's a terrific punt down the middle. He probably punts it to 60 to 70 yards there.
Reinhardt having a fantastic year. Lex giving up exactly 1 goal per game so far in the season, and as mentioned, they score 5 per contest, so there's been a lot of domination from the kids in the purple and gold this season.
Yeah, you love the Lexington stats because they're playing a tough schedule. They're playing the likes of Bay. You know, Worcester is terrific this year. They're about to be ranked in the top 10 in Division 1. I think they're 13 or 14 right now. They've got a great team, and certainly it's a good clear by Lexington. Ooh.
Pop shot way over the top from Wertman. But you see what a game changer that big throw-in that Seth Stoner has. You don't have very many kids in the entire state that can whip it like that 25 yards on a dime.
Yeah, and he didn't loft it. He just put it right, a straight line in there. You know, luckily Caleb Reinhardt probably has seen some of that before and knew to come out and get it and makes the right play, catches it cleanly.
Lex with a potential opportunity. Fair heads it forward, looking for Parker. Surrounded by green jerseys, and Clear Fork will clear.
That's a better job defensively by Clear Fork. I think the first time maybe that through ball caught him a little off guard, but there they saw it coming. They had 3 guys surround the ball after it was played forward. It's a much better job defensively by the Colts.
I think it might have taken Clear Fork off guard, like you mentioned. Lexington's so consistent with 1 or 2 touches, and then they're getting balls to feet to the next teammate. Been impressive to watch here early as Parker loads up, whiffed on the first one. And now the left foot, and Bailey dives to make the stop.
What's interesting is nobody from Lexington joined that attack. Usually they've been so dangerous because they had multiple guys forward, but Ryan got in. I think everybody just knew he was going to have a shot there, and then no one went in with him, and there's no other play to be made, so he had to have a shot, which wasn't bad, but you know, for as versatile as they are, you expect guys to load the box on a play like that.
Stoner had his pocket picked by Tagliati. Now Fair lines one through.
The through ball from the middle of the field has been terrific for Lexington. Just finding the right seam, oh. That's a veteran play by Lexington. I think he just knew to get in front of the ball, and it was going to be a corner kick. Looks like he may have paid a little bit for it, but there's going to be contact, so he just goes down.
Yeah, that's Weber that was the recipient of the contact there. So we see it on the replay. Want to give a shout out to Clear Fit Nutrition right here in Belleville, downtown. If you're looking to get your fitness up, stay healthy, make sure that you pay him a visit right on Main Street.
It's a good ball in. Clear Fork defends it well, heads it out for a corner, so Lexington's going to need really another chance at just a couple yards back from where they were. Ryan Parker taking the corner here.
He bends this one.
That's a great ball.
Wow.
That's terrific. With such a dangerous ball, kind of curving right back into the keeper, and if you don't break for it immediately, you're not going to get it. It's coming in so fast. Lexington just gets up and gets it, but heads it just over the bar.
Yeah, Potter got there in a hurry. Got good contact, too. Crispy off the dome. Just a little bit too tall. But Parker off that corner kick, boy, he bent that beautifully.
Yeah, that's a great free kick. Lexington certainly has got some different ways to score. They are a fun team to watch. Probably not a fun team to defend against if you're Clear Fork right now, because there's just so many different ways they can beat you. Right now, the best defense for Clear Fork, maybe can you keep possession of the ball a little bit. They've not really strung a couple passes together. so Lexington can attack from anywhere as soon as they get the ball. So you just got to keep possession of the ball. See Seth's got another long throw, and he's about at the football 25 or 30.
Lex just to get it into Marandino. He's looking to reverse fields.
It's another turnover for Clear Fork, and Lex is already back in the attack.
Doesn't take much for the Minutemen to flip the switch and get back on the offensive.
So we've talked about the speed of Clear Fork before, especially on their back line, but these guys for Lexington attacking, they're good finishers, but they've got some speed as well. I mean, just watching these through balls and the pace at which they attack the ball, it's a fun play to have.
Just about 12 minutes gone by here in this opening half. If you're just joining us, it took less than 5 minutes for Lex to get on the board. That, courtesy of Trevor Fair. Colts looking for a response now.
I think the struggle with Clear Fork right now is because Lexington's so good on offense, they've dropped so many guys back on defense. They don't have the numbers going forward to be able to find multiple options. So they end up just turning the ball over, and maybe, I don't know if they've adjusted the lineup or adjusted their formation a little bit to deal with the Lexington attack. But certainly they bring a lot of guys back, but it's struggling to keep possession going forward then.
Fair tried to weave his way through traffic, had it taken away, and now the Colts and Stoner send it forward, near wing. Throw in for Seth.
He threw it out of bounds for a goal kick. That is an impressive throw. He didn't even run. He just grabbed the ball and threw it without an approach and just threw it, looks like 40 yards for a goal kick, which obviously you don't want to give the ball away, but still an impressive athletic feat nonetheless.
I imagine there's not really a way to coach that. That's just something that he's got naturally, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, I coached him when he was a freshman, and he's had that ability for a while. I mean, that was a weapon for us on our varsity team as a freshman. He was able to do that.
So off the goal kick.
Referee had a quick conversation with someone for Clear Fork in the middle of the field. I couldn't hear what it was about, but
50-50 ball.
Just no room to operate a quick pass for Clear Fork. It's struggling to get numbers forward, and then they're struggling to find a pass forward. Their only real weapon has been this throw-in, but it does get them in the box at least for now.
You're right. It can definitely be an X factor for him, and Clear Fork's probably going to need that to come through at some point here tonight.
It's probably the first misplayed ball I've seen from Lexington out of the back outside of the throw-ins they've given away. Just puts it high in the middle, right to Stoner again. You can see Parker's just hanging out at that line. He's just waiting for that ball to be played forward. They just weren't playing it. He's got the space and the time. I think you've got to give it a try every once in a while. They've got three guys on the side.
Here he is, Ryan Parker. Comes back middle. Squeezes it through
just
to
look
Trevor.
at the numbers that Lexington gets forward. Yeah, it's so many guys. Difficult to defend.
Wow, that one's popped up over the keeper. Dangerous play coming out was Bailey.
Referee's called it a goal kick. I thought it deflected off Clear Fork, but he's going to give a goal kick to Clear Fork. Lex just sends so many guys forward that you're just constantly adjusting who you're marking up and how you're defending. And that's why they find these gaps in the middle of the field, because guys are sliding in and sliding out trying to cover those spaces. But Lex is they know that, they look up, they play with their heads up, and they so dangerous with that through ball going forward.
Ball's going to roll out, far sideline throw in coming up for the Colts.
Numerically, certainly Clear Fork's getting some more guys back behind the ball, so they're not giving up near as many opportunities inside the box.
Ryan, blast off. Just wide right on that attempt.
It's a good look. There's nothing wrong with that shot. Clear Fork got a lot of guys, and there wasn't much else going to happen. He's obviously got a terrific shot. Catches it right at the top of the arc, right foot, just a little bit wide of the goal. That's a tough play for Clear Fork when you've worked hard to kind of defend, and then you put the ball out of bounds with an unforced error. Gives the ball right back to the dangerous attack of Lexington.
Lex looking to reverse field. Now they play it back here near.
I think every player for Lexington is just so confident and calm with the ball at their feet. They're not going to hurry. They're not going to play a rush pass. They want to make the right play. Well, it's going to run out for a goal kick, it looks like. But just so many guys going forward, and they're so confident to look up and to find the right play and the right guy with the right style of ball. Such a tough team to defend.
That's why they're ranked number 8 in Division II right now. 3 losses on the season for them, but boy, when you look at that schedule, as we talked about, a lot of tough competition. So they come into games like this certainly ready for a challenge against an undefeated Clear Fork near the end of the year. And as of right now, Minutemen pretty much dominant here in the beginning portions of this match.
Yeah, absolutely. You know what's interesting about their schedule is, obviously they're one of the top teams in the state, but they're probably going to finish 3rd in their conference. Just the way some of their losses fell, and number 8 in the state, number 3 in the conference. That's interesting.
Reminds me, football last year, Mansfield Senior not even a conference champion with the 1 loss, gets all the way to the state final.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's just the way it happens sometimes. I had a team at Mansfield Christian. We finished 2nd in our conference and 3rd in the state. It's just the way it happens sometimes.
Sports are an interesting part of life, man. No whistle. Play on, says the referee. Throw in now for Lex.
If you're Clear Fork, something's got to change a little bit in your style here. You can't just defend for the next 63 minutes of the game. Lexington's good enough that they're gonna make some things happen. You've got to figure out a way to get the ball and get some sort of attack through the run of play. And right now they have too many guys back that are not connecting with the guys forward, so they just find themselves just defending just every couple of seconds. Lex has got the ball coming back at him. It's plays like that. You got to be able to hold the ball up, just wait, just let your teammates get up there. Just at least you're not defending then.
Yeah, right now the best chance for Clear Fork offensively is just a quick counterattack. And they have not been able to break through that back line of the Minutemen, who have been pretty much flawless so far halfway through this first half.
I think, for Coach Tim for Lexington, you like the effort you're seeing. You're getting a lot of the possession. You do have to probably take care of some of these chances. They've been in the box quite a few times. Obviously, they've got a goal early, but you want to keep scoring. You want your team to kind of keep playing at that same level, and they've tapered off a little bit with the ball they're playing in, and then the finishing ability after that.
This one deflected. Now that was a nice flick forward by Fair.
Yeah,
just missed.
Very creative in that ball forward, just flicking it, and if he just puts a little more forward, they're in again on goal. So that's how they scored the first one. It's that dangerous little flick. They play it into the middle of the field, and they just flick it into the middle again, and it just caught Clear Fork off guard the first time, and that time they defended it correctly.
Another big boot from Reinhardt.
That's a great punt. That's 2 punts he's had. Have just absolutely sailed on him. Teddy Tagliati, such a strong player in the middle of the field, so confident with the ball at his feet, and just makes the right play.
Once again, Clear Fork tries to send it forward on a through ball, but the Minutemen back line is there.
That's a great ball in. He does well to turn away from pressure there. The striker kind of rearranged his run to attack from a different side, and the defender recognized it and was able to take the touch outside still.
Yeah, well done by Will King right there. But now Lex, again, back on the move. Dancing through traffic, sending it forward to Fair now.
A little bit of a miscue. Well, you got Clear Fork's got 1, 2, looks like 6 or 7 guys right in the middle of the defensive area. I think Lex loves to play it through the middle, but there's some space on the wings now. They can attack from the outside. They've got the ability to do it. I think they found early success going through the middle. They've not recognized the space on the outside now.
I've been impressed how many through balls by Lexington have got through that mass of defenders that Clear Fork is sending towards the middle of the field. It's this one back post, and the header sails way wide.
I do wonder about the depth of the Lexington team. They've not really subbed. Obviously, fitness is, you want to make sure your players are in top form going into the tournaments, but I don't believe they subbed off the bench yet. And players don't look to be warming up or anything, so it is interesting. Maybe they only run about 11 or 12 players a game.
If you got kids that can handle it with the stamina, guess why not?
Yeah, absolutely.
Keep your best 11 out there.
I do see a guy warming up for Lexington now. I can't tell his jersey number yet, but he's certainly getting some stretches headed to the midline now.
Clear Fork just made a couple of substitutions. Aaron Brown checking into the match. Colts deflect. And now they're trying to head it out of trouble. Fair, though, collects at his feet.
Ooh, there's a bit of a late tackle there. Clear Fork's going to argue, but he certainly got the ball away, then got clipped by maybe North 12. I couldn't see. Yeah, certainly plays the ball, just kind of steps in front, gives him a little clip there.
So Wortman draws the whistle, and a big opportunity here for the Minutemen.
Yeah, I would imagine this is something Lexington, we've not seen him have a free kick in this area yet, but certainly they've got some guys who have got the ability to strike a ball from here, about 22 yards away.
Interesting setup. Here's Fair. Took it with the inside of his foot. Ricocheted off of the mass of players that were hanging out, and now a whistle against Lex, so Clear Fork avoids a big, troublesome type of scenario there.
Yeah, Hostetler with some foot skills. He was just all he had to hold the ball, is kind of turn in, and went for kind of a step over and then lost it and then gave up a bad foul. Here's the other thing you have to be careful of. In a game like this, you have to watch out for the emotions of your players. These are guys who know each other. Some of them probably play club together. And they want to make sure you don't get carried away, because a red card would carry you into the postseason. You'd face a one-game suspension. I don't think either of these teams have a super strong opponent in their first game. But at the same time, you want your players playing at a high level. You don't have to try and deal with suspensions and red cards. So you just got to kind of keep an eye on a bunch of different little things. This can be such a difficult game to manage sometimes.
Lucas Starling just checked in, the first sub of the night for Lexington, and Trevor Fair checking out. Chit-chatting on the sideline with Peter Tem, who looked like he wasn't very pleased with the way that he struck that free kick. Maybe it wasn't according to the game plan or didn't hit it as he would have liked to. So,
yeah, I think that's a play they'd probably like to have back. It's certainly, I mean, whenever you shoot into a wall, it's never how you want to execute it. But you wonder if it's a design shot, if there's supposed to be a play that comes off of it. You'd think with a kid with that ability, it's probably a design shot from 20 yards away. But nonetheless, Clear Fork defended it well, and we're at the other end of the field now.
But the Colts, you see, not with the high pressure there, Jesse. They're not trying to turn up the heat offensively against the defensive backs here of Lexington.
Yeah, you're going to have to pressure the ball to disrupt just the flow of the Lexington team, because when they have time like this, they can put it in a ball like this. And here's all of a sudden you just find yourself retreating and defending. What a great ball.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's terrific.
Parker off the cross, hooked up with Hostetler. Just missed it.
That's not an easy ball from Will Hostetler to make contact with it. So he does well just to make contact with the ball. Maybe gets a little bit in the back as well, but tough play there for Lexington, but good-looking play. But just the time they had at the ball in the middle of the field allowed that ball to be perfect, allowed Ryan Parker to have the ball to play across. If you're Clear Fork, you got to figure out a way to pressure this ball and not give him the first choice every time.
Ryan Parker, just such a gifted passer. I did a highlight video for him last year as a junior when he was an All-American. He had 20-plus assists, and watching how well he sets up his teammates game after game, pass after pass, he rarely mismeasures one. He's the real deal.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a terrific all-around player. I mean, he's confident with the ball at his feet. He's obviously a great finisher, but he plays in such a way that he's going to get some assists because he's such a smart player, and he plays with a head up. Well, it's another dangerous ball in. Athletic clear there by Clear Fork.
Yeah, kung fu kicked out of there by Wortman. And now Labaki lays it back. We haven't seen Luke really make any spectacular touches. The last couple of matches that we were over here, he was flying through defensive units.
Now, a little bit of defensive pressure has been different now. But at the same time, that was probably the most consecutive passes Clear Fork had was 3 or 4 right there. And 2 of them were losing ground and a bit of a rough touch. You got to take care of the ball. And they found Ryan Parker again on the wing.
You see the speed of Parker, lays it off.
It's another great ball in right on the back post. Ooh. I think Clear Fork touched it out right at the last second.
That one's off of Marandino. Corner kick.
There you see the danger of playing it wide for Lexington. They played it wide to Parker. It's one-on-one. They send another guy wide, and then that one defender has to slide over. I think there's certainly dangers through the middle of the field. If they can attack wide, they're going to draw those middle defenders out, and you're going to find space back in the middle. I think if they keep playing it wide, again, they're just that much better. Ooh.
Little deflection. Lex, though, maintains possession through the uprights. So goal kick coming up here for Clear Fork. And Parker, again, off of that corner kick. He really likes to curve the ball from right to left. I guess it does its job both ways, where it comes back to the offensive players when he's from this side, and then previously we saw how it bent towards frame.
Yeah, I think that kind of caught the keeper by surprise. I mean, he was so fast and almost right at him, but just such a dangerous ball. He's played some interesting free kicks or corner kicks in. Lexington near goal and 1. That's another good ball in, finding that back post.
Minutemen creating opportunities time and time again here in this opening half. 14 minutes to go. Clear Fork, though, just down by 1, so while things haven't really gone their way for the bulk majority of these first 16 minutes plus, it's certainly right in this thing.
Yeah, I mean, Clear Fork has not really had much of an offensive attack. I think their best plays come off a long throw-in. But you're right, it's still 1-0. You know, you can kind of weather the storm a little bit. We wondered about that starting the game. Where's the confidence level at for Clear Fork? Where are some of the emotions? How do they play into the game? And so Clear Fork looks a little bit different right now than when the game started. They've kind of settled in. They're better defensively. You know, they're a pretty sharp defensive team. I think maybe the speed and kind of the versatility that Lex was playing with caught them off guard, but they've adjusted a little bit. They're not giving away as many dangerous chances in the middle. And that's better for the Colts.
Yeah, hard to argue that. I think definitely the style of play by Lexington definitely did take Clear Fork off guard just a little bit at the beginning of the match, but they've settled in nicely defensively, doing a better job. However, Lexington still creating a lot of opportunities. Colts still looking for their first shot on net.
Yeah, you can't duplicate what Lexington does in practice, and certainly their schedule hasn't allowed them to see anything similar to that. I would say the toughest game for the Colts to this point was probably Ontario, maybe Berlin Highland, but I think Ontario's a pretty good team this year. But I don't think either of those are at the level of Lexington. It's certainly in the attacking style of Lexington.
Header deflected that time. Hunter got a head on it and out of play. So Colts with possession. Back in their own end where they've spent the bulk majority here of this first half.
Yeah, just look where the Colts players are right now. They're all, you know, if we look at the football guidelines, they're all the 40 of the other side. Everybody's trying to get back and defend, and they're just trying to keep Lex from scoring. I think you got to stretch that field a little bit and make them actually play defense rather than just keep possession on you the whole time.
Nice give and go.
A little bit of a miscue there in the final third. I think Fair won it at his feet, and he played into the corner.
It appears, though, the Minutemen have noticed what you were checking out early in the match, where the wings certainly have been wide open for them. They can attack down the perimeter. Just not a good pass that time, leading to a goal kick here for the Colts.
Yeah, Lexington's worked about 4 or 5 more guys into the lineup, so let's see if there's maybe a drop-off in the play a little bit, or if they're the type of team they could have probably 15 or 16 guys that can play at this level.
This program definitely is rocking and rolling right now. Peter Tem doing a fantastic job. Last year, the best season ever for Lexington soccer. The question was, what would the encore be this year? So far, so good.
Yeah, and that's an impressive accolade when you look at the history of the program of Lexington and the success that they've had. To use the term best season ever and best record ever, those are impressive numbers and statistics to talk about a program like Lexington.
Broke a number of team records. I know most goals in a season, highest scoring team of all time. Ryan Parker, I believe, had the single season goal record, 30 plus for him.
Obviously, their success in the postseason as well. I think most wins for the team, if I'm not mistaken. A terrific record. And then when you make such a great postseason run, you certainly add a lot of wins to that record as well. That's the right ball. See if he keeps it in play. Just missed a little bit, but when you can stretch the field from your defensive third and get in the attacking third with a ball like that, that is a good team.
Clear Fork just so few options in the midfield. They are playing about 5 or 6 kids back. So this is an interesting formation that they've got going on right now where
it's more than 5. There's probably 8 around that ball right now. They drop just kind of smother the ball and see if they come away with it.
And that time, at least they deliver a ball into the box. It's been a rarity tonight.
You're right. That's probably the first ball into the box. And the play was on. And maybe that's the style they're going to look for tonight. It's just defend with a lot of numbers and try and catch Lex off guard on a quick counterattack. I think Clear Fork's probably able to play a little bit more. Oh, Ryan Parker's in on another through ball again.
This could be huge. Parker with the left back post. Just off the mark with that attempt.
Yeah, he's so fast. Lexington wasn't able to join him in the attack because he just played. It was a great ball in, a great first touch. he got forward so fast, Lexington couldn't catch him, but he could lay the ball off, so went for the left foot on, just missed wide again. He's had a couple near goals so far already tonight.
He does such an amazing job of keeping the ball on the ground as fast as he is moving. Does a great job of keeping it low. A nice heel kick there. But it's disrupted by the Colts. They clear.
A lot of Clear Fork players look a little gassed too. You know, they're, I think, just trying to smother the ball in the defensive area right now and see if they can come away with it and then get going forward. They've just struggled to come away with it though. Getting a lot of goal kicks, a lot of throw-ins, and they're not able to keep possession once they get the ball off those plays.
Luke Labaki is going to check out here. Aaron Brown into the match for him. Just haven't been able to get Luke going. Very few touches so far for him tonight. Definitely has not had any type of space when he's received the ball.
Yeah, certainly he's going to be frustrated. He's a competitor. He's played probably better games than this. So I think when he checks back in, I think you'll see a little bit different player. I'd like to see more confident with the ball at his feet. I think he's just playing a little too hurried, and his touches aren't really progressing. Oh, that's a big hit, but no call from the referees.
Chase Wortman lowered the shoulder and delivered the boom
he
that
definitely
time.
did. It may have looked worse from our perspective. It certainly looked he lowered the shoulder to get him and knock the guy off the ball, but referees deemed it a legal play, and we're still playing.
Down the far sideline, Fair charging in. And that one's going to go over the end line for a corner kick here, and another opportunity for Lex as still 7.5 minutes to go here in the first half. Looking to add to their lead. Quick play to Parker. Now Trevor makes a spectacular move, a couple of them.
Clear Fork got back and defended that well. That had the makings of being not good for Clear Fork, but they got back. Just stayed in front of the ball. He out-dribbled two guys, and somehow Clear Fork still had a third guy in front of the ball.
Trevor Fair was a big piece of the team last year, but his foot skills certainly look like he's developed quite a bit heading into this season. He's made some nice, pretty plays here in the first half.
Here's what's going to be interesting in the second half. Certainly, Clear Fork's going to call themselves a second-half team. You know, we've seen them perform at a different level, especially at the beginning of the second half.
Good point.
But they are at a different fatigue level than they've probably seen throughout the year. I mean, they are chasing the ball so much, trying to defend. You know, when the Lexington plays it back, he's on again. A lot of guys getting in the box here again. See if we can make a play of it.
Parker weaving, sets it up, crosses.
Great save. Great save by Bailey. That's terrific.
Luke Bailey coming through for the Colts.
If he doesn't make that save or even catch it, because I think if it's deflected, Lex scores either way. So big play there by the keeper for Clear Fork.
Looked like Starling got pressured there, forced into the turnover. He's trying to say that he got bumped a little bit off of his line. Official's not buying it. He was right there.
Yeah, that's been a couple times. Lex has been asking for fouls on things that probably weren't fouls. But
doesn't hurt to ask, Jesse.
I guess, yeah. Lex is just so confident with their possession. This is what's going to wear Clear Fork out when you're playing so deep and you've got to try and cover 30 yards, just put a little bit of pressure on. And then they play it wide again. You know, it's
definitely looks like that's going to be a foul on Seth up top there. Parker makes the turn, looking for options, lots of space.
Risky ball, but got through there.
Now
look at Lex just load up the line on the backside. Has three guys on the backside, two guys coming to the front. I mean, they're just the attack. We're getting five guys in the attack. One guy's got the ball and just waiting for someone to make the right run.
Exciting brand of soccer if you can make it all work, and so far the Minutemen have been doing that. Had a lot of chances here in this first half. Might be a little bit disappointed if they go into the break only on top 1-0.
Yeah, I think if you're Clear Fork, you have to pressure the ball in the middle. You can't give him time to sit there and find the right pass and the right style of pass. I mean, he's got time to think about everything he wanted to think about there. Just mishit it a little bit, but you've got to pressure the ball in the middle of the field, not give them that time. And I say that knowing Lexington's skilled enough, they can make another pass and get you out of the play. But you just got to find a way to get pressure on the ball constantly.
Minutemen again, back at it. Not a great pass there, but they're going to maintain possession. Tagliati lines one up, skips into the hands of Bailey. So another shot on net for the Minutemen. In total control here, though just with a 1-goal lead. And the Colts give it away once again. Like you mentioned about 8 minutes ago when they connected 3 passes in a row, they've only done that about 1 time here in this first half.
It's been a rough attacking style for Clear Fork. Part of it is gave so many guys back. There's not a lot of options forward, and Clear Fork's never been a team to really pull the ball back and try and go out the other way. Oh, just a big collision again. It's just guys running hard for the ball, not much of a foul.
Stoner right into the body of Feinfrock. And throw in for Lex is going to be the call on the far side. 3.5 minutes to go here in the first half.
If I'm Clear Fork, I think one of the things I'm trying to do is I've got to get the ball out of the middle of the field. And so what's been Ryan Parker, and every time you talk, Ryan Parker comes in on a breakaway. What you want to do for Clear is you got to put the ball in the attacking corner, stretch the defenders out a little bit, give yourself kind of an angle to run at. And right now for Clear Fork, it's just been down the middle. And it just, Lex has got guys there. They're back deep enough that they can win that ball. You've got to find the corners, stretch the defenders out, take away the easy possession for them, and not let just Lexington pass the ball all around.
Yeah, certainly look forward to seeing what type of adjustments are made, in particular on Clear Fork's side in the second half. I can't imagine that they can keep laying back so many players to play defense, though. You got to pick and choose your poison with Lexington. What does that mean for their offensive attack? We'll find out maybe in the second half, but for right now, an opportunity developing for the Colts. Deep throwing coming up, and we know they got the guy that can handle these.
This could be the play they need. I mean, you get the ball out wide here a little bit. As a deflection, certainly, but the ball is going to come wide. So it looks like it is for a corner. I thought it was going to be a throw-in. Looks like it is for a corner for Clear Fork.
Almost prefer that it's a throw-in with
Stoner,
Stoner,
probably
right?
that thought. I mean, he's just got that line drive throw, and he's got the distance to do it.
This well-struck back corner, offsides.
There's no way. It can't be offsides.
Push.
Must have
Push
been a
against
foul,
Clear Fork.
I guess. I didn't see it. Did not see the foul. Didn't see any contact, but the referee's right there, and he's watching more than I was. I was watching the ball.
No such thing as offsides on corner kick.
Well, not off the first ball, no. Sometimes referees might try something, though. You never know.
Less than 90 seconds to go here. Clear Fork on the offensive side of the field for the longest duration that we've seen this entire half.
Yep, this play's okay, though. They're going to take their time. They're going to let Seth get the ball. The defenders get to rest. You've got the attack, so you're not trying to defend. And, he can just put a ball. He does it again. Somehow the ball made it through into the keeper, but it wasn't his best throw, but certainly had the ability to put it where he wanted. For Clear Fork, you may have to be creative in those types of attacking chances where you're 40 yards away, but you've got a guy who can put the ball in the box from there on a throw-in. So that's the way I think you got to play it wide a little bit and see if you can kind of create outside of the field a little bit.
Colts tried to reverse field, instead rolls out of play. Lex on the hop, looking to take advantage of these last 35 seconds.
See a little bit of life in the Clear Fork attack now, getting some pressure on the ball. The longer Lexington has on the ball, the better ball they're going to play. So you just got to keep pressure in front of that ball. Yep, there's a little If you're Clear Fork, once you win it, though, you've really got to keep the ball. You've got to be able to do something on your first touch, at least hold the ball up and not give it away, and then can you make a play on your second touch? And they've not done that a lot tonight.
Colts clear this thing, and probably going to take us here to the end of the first half where we've got the Minutemen on top. Richland County rivalry, former OCC rivals. Pretty good contest going right now. Minutemen controlling the action, but just with a 1-goal advantage. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back. We'll break down the first half, get y'all set for half number 2. Keep it here live and free. High school soccer back on the way on the OH Report.
We are uniting Park National's family banks under one name to serve you more.
This bank's about service to the community.
I mean, your customers become your family, and by and large, you become their family.
Customers do come in and they do feel like they're a part of our family, and they feel like they know us and we know them and we care.
Park National, our family of banks, all together now.
Subscribe or be subscribed.
It's halftime here at the beautiful Clear Fork Corral, where right now The undefeated Colts on the ropes, trailing 1-0 at the half against the Lexington Minutemen. Brian Skowronski with you here alongside Jesse Ryder, and there was no question who the better team was for the first 40 minutes of play. Lexington dominated. They made all the right moves, ton of great opportunities, but only cashed them once, Jesse.
Yeah, it's an interesting half because Lexington certainly was dominant in their first half, but it's a 1-goal advantage. So if you're Clear Fork, I think you leave that half feeling like you can play better. You're a better team than what you've shown, and so you get a chance to compete in the second half. I think for Lexington, you've got to finish some of the chances. A lot of near goals, a lot of good balls into the box, but only 1 goal a result with the amount of chances they had. That's probably a statistic you have to change. I think the longer it stays 1-0, the more an advantage it kind of slides to Clear Fork, because then the pressure kind of falls back onto Lexington of, oh man, if we just make one mistake, Clear Fork's in. So I think if you're Lexington, you want to score early again and probably score often. For Clear Fork, if it stays 1-0 for a little bit, I think they believe they can stay in the game and they get a chance. One of these throw-ins or one of these counterattack plays, they go their way. It could be an interesting second half.
Strategically, I can't wait to see what Clear Fork does differently in the second half now that they've got to look at Lexington. They know what the tempo is, and they know that defending them is tough, but at the same time, they had trouble defending them with about 8 guys back. So what do? How many chances do they take? How aggressive do they get offensively? But you imagine they got to use a few more players in the midfield.
Yeah, you're right. It's where the midfield's where it's going to start. I think all the guys now are dropping back and defending, kind of in their own defensive third, which is now giving Lexington time to play the ball from the middle of the field. And when you give a team like Lexington, who's got the talent and the ability that they have, when you give them time on the ball, they're going to make the right play into the right place. And we've seen that a couple of times. So I think you've got to have some pressure in the middle of the field that just disrupts the flow of Lexington. You don't want them to be able to kind of think through what do they want to do, how do they want to do it, and how do they want to play. You've got to get in there and disrupt that flow and kind of, can you get a touch on the ball? Can you make it break a little bit? And then can you get forward a little bit?
One thing the Clear Fork has going for them, we have seen they are dynamite right out of the break. They tend to score goals within the first 5 minutes out of the half, and they tend to string a few of them together. We'll see if that can happen tonight against easily the best team that they have faced all season long. 40 minutes remain here at the Colt Corral. We'll be back after this break, live and free high school soccer on the OH Report.
We are uniting Park National's family banks under one name to serve you more.
This bank's about service to the community.
I mean, your customers become your family, and by and large, you become their family.
Customers do come in and they do feel like they're a part of our family, and they feel like they know us and we know them and we care.
Park National, our family of banks, all together now.
Subscribe or be subscribed.
Second half action here in Belleville, Ohio. Clear Fork trailing 1-0 to the Lexington Minutemen. Colts undefeated on the year through 14 matches. Minutemen looking to close out their regular season tonight with win number 12. Just 40 minutes remain before we get an answer to that question. But if it's going to be anything like the first half, it's going to be Clear Fork's first loss of the season. They are going to have to turn up the pressure on Lex and try to find something offensively Not sure that they generated a single shot on net in that first half, Jesse.
Yeah, really the toughest chance they had was the throw in there. I think for Clear Fork, the rejuvenating thing is they're normally a second-half team, so they feel confident in that. They're only down 1. It could be a lot more. But I think what will be different is that there's some fatigue that's probably not been in from other games because they've been a second-half team. They didn't have to overly exert themselves. They just didn't play well. This, you work so hard in the first half to not give up goals and to try and defend. It's going to be a quick foul there on Lexington, looks like. But I like the ball that was played there anyways. They've not done well connecting short passes in the middle of the field. Can you just put it in the corner, stretch the field out, let your guys get up, and make Lexington possess the ball the length of the field rather than 40 to 50 yards of the field?
Want to welcome in all of our viewers watching live and free with us on Facebook. Go ahead, shoot us a message down below in the comment section. Let us know where you are watching the action from tonight. Always love to know where our fans are taking in the action on the OH Report.
Well, that was the most attackers Clear Forks had forward. I think they sent 5 or 6 guys up on the free kick. They got back and defended. Oh, a bit of a misplay there. Lex is going to get in the box here, I think, with a little bit of skill. Yep. Good left foot. Oh, big save. Big save by Bailey again.
Nice shot by Depperschmidt. Put it in the top corner where he needed to, but the outstretched arms of Bailey make the stop. Well done.
Yeah, good skill to get in the box there. I mean, just a simple move to get outside on his left foot. Turns it right back to him. Good left-footed shot. He turns, fires to the back post. Bailey, great tip save, gets it out of the box. That's a big save. That's not an easy save to do either. He's going back to his back corner there and just tips it out of the goal.
Off the goal kick, Lex wins possession. Parker lays it back. And as we saw time and time again, the Minutemen just so confident, comfortable with the ball. And right on cue, a near turnover as Luke Labaki looks like he's starting to bring the energy now.
There's the pressure you wanted, right? They had 3 guys up, and so it wasn't easy to just find the open guy every time. They were looking around. They kept the ball moving. Lex a little slow to get up in the middle of the field, but that's the pressure you need to have. Now, can you keep that for 40 minutes? I don't know. But when you can pressure the ball like that, all of a sudden you can't just sit back and find the right pass every time and take your time. You've got to kind of play that hurried offense.
Minutemen throw in coming up here near side.
Looks like Lex switching out their guys, taking the throw in here. Jack Depperschmidt going with a big throw.
We got a Depperschmidt fan watching from Kansas tonight. Welcome to the broadcast. As Parker turns a missile.
That's a tough. I mean, he's not facing the goal. He just turns and kind of fires back at the goal. But that was pretty close there. Just missed Weiland high a little bit, but nearly on target. Tough ball in.
Like to also thank our viewers from Southern California watching tonight, as well as our local fans, Mount Victory, Ohio.
Anyone watching from outside the country, that'd be fun. These schools have definitely got people all over the world, so it could be possible. So if you're watching from anywhere outside the United States, let us know. It'd be fun to have you. We'll say hello.
Definitely impresses me every time we do a game and I ask that question. People from all over the country are constantly watching. There's another one from Kansas City, so pretty neat to know that the fan bases, wherever you're living now, you always stay true to your roots, try to keep up with your teams. Nothing quite like those high school rivalries. Is that one?
What? I'm not even sure what is that.
It finds the back. I think that's Trevor Fair with a back-heeled boot.
What I don't know is if he flicked it or he left it. A really interesting play. It was tough to tell. A lot of just players around the goal. Depperschmidt with a good ball in. Looks like he just – I think that's a really good goal.
Unbelievable. Trevor Fair now with his second of the match. And that's a big one right there to create a little bit of distance.
Wow, that's a terrific goal. You see it again there, just a little bit of back heel flip. That's impressive. That's a good goal right there. You don't see a lot of that at this level. What a fun, just good goal.
And the skill set of Trevor, as mentioned, it has really developed from last year to this year. He's such a threat, so fun to watch when he has the ball. And right now he's got both goals in Lexington on top.
He's got 2 really good goals. I mean, they're just not simple, finish in the corner. I mean, he hits a volley out of the air, flicks the other one, back heel flick in. I mean, those are sensational goals.
So how will Clear Fork respond? What's going to be the counter here for the Colts?
They're already increasing pressure a little bit. That's a terrific ball. He played it from about 40, 50 yards away, right in the line of it. Right at the keeper, though. Parker wants that one back. You could tell the look on his head. That's not the shot he wanted to get off. It was a great ball in. I mean, he's probably 50 to 60 yards away and just puts it right in front of Ryan Parker. And that's we've seen Ryan hit some pretty incredible goals, and that wasn't quite his best shot there.
Been really impressed with the passing ability of everybody on the Lexington team. You talked about the confidence that they all kind of display. They're so crisp, measure it well more often than not.
Oh, again, that's another great ball from Ryan Parker.
And then fair into the chest that time, saved by Bailey, but got some pretty good velocity on it.
Yeah, Lex is playing with just a little bit of intensity right now that's kind of unmatched by Clear Fork. I think Clear Fork started the second half strong, and that goal just kind of took the wind out.
So fans watching from all over the country, including in the stands. What's going on, Tara Carney? Join the contest from right here at the Colt Corral. Limited capacity, of course. So it's a rare ticket to a big game.
The referee is giving a yellow card to Clear Fork. I'm not sure what the card is for. It must have been something that was said. I didn't see anything physical.
So it's going to be our first card of the match, and having to trot out of the game here for a little bit is Chase Wortman.
Well, the referee heard him. He stopped it right away, went straight to him, and gave him a yellow. Must have been something that was said either to the referee or to the opponent. Obviously, we don't know. We can't hear it from here, but that's what we talk about. Sometimes the emotions in a play like this or in a game like this, they can sometimes just get the better of you. Crosstown rivalries, two good teams, having terrific years so far, and you're getting out here competing. You just got to be careful you don't do anything that's going to cost you bigger than the game.
Clear Fork coming into the match. Losers of their last 4 against Lex. Last defeated them back in 2015. Also, that was the last time Clear Fork got a playoff win. So they've had a few years here that have not gone really up to their standards that they've been playing with this season. One and done in the postseason each of the last 4 years.
Another good goal there. The keeper mishandled a little bit, but it's a big-time finish.
So pouring it on now are the Minutemen, and it's Trevor Fair again. Hat trick.
It's a great ball in. He just heads it right into the corner of the net. The keeper, he's kind of there, but it's coming in so fast. Great ball by Teddy Tagliati. Plays it in.
Bang.
That's terrific.
And really no wiggle room there. He had to put it right where it was.
Yeah, absolutely. And the keeper, he's there, and he's able to get his hands on it, but he put so much pace on it coming off the header there. The keeper just couldn't handle it. That's 3 great goals. What a hat trick.
And I think really no question right now who the Clear Fit Nutrition player of the game is going to be at this point.
Absolutely. I mean, he's had some not just goals, but sensational goals. I mean, these are high-level goals we're watching tonight. Oh, got to be careful you don't play too dirty here and draw an unwanted card or foul there. Boy, Lexington has just increased the pace at which they're playing forward right now.
Yeah, I think that second goal, the first one here in the second half by Fair, it really sparked them. And
Absolutely.
I think that they were like, you know what, let's go ahead and take this thing to the next level. And right now, Lexington is doing just that, though. Here's a miscue and a big chance for the Colts. Reinhardt coming out of net. Nice play.
Yeah, it gets kind of caught him off guard a little bit. The defender misplays it, but Reinhardt was paying attention, gets out, and makes the right play. Could have gone a lot of ways there for Clear Fork, and Reinhardt kind of saves the day from a bad defensive miscue for Lex. Ooh, another bad defensive miscue from Lex again. Just drills it out of bounds. Just put about 4 yards up. This is what Clear Fork wants. Long throw in from Stoner, but a little late on the attack there from Clear Fork to get in the box.
See what type of pressure the Colts press here offensively. See if they leave themselves open to a counterattack as Fair makes a nice turn. Sends one, but nobody available down the near sideline.
Yeah, he came back to the ball, and Fair didn't see it, put it long for him. A couple of miscues here for Lex. Obviously, they're playing a high level right now, but that's 3 bad turnovers in a row for the Minutemen.
Whistle will go against number 7 in white. That's Gage Potter. So the Colts with a chance to kind of switch fields as they send this one deep.
Game's gotten a little sloppy here in the past couple minutes. Not a lot of completed passes, not a lot of good soccer being played.
Now Ryan Parker.
That's a terrific ball in from Ryan Parker. How fast is Depperschmidt? He ran the wrong way first and ran back around and still beat him to the ball.
Tried to split the double team. Didn't work out for him, and now Clear Fork on the counter attack on the run.
That's a big step there.
Stoner had it taken away. It looked pretty clearly like that was off of Depperschmidt, but official warrants a throw into Lex.
Depperschmidt was so confident and picked up the ball. I think the referee just agreed to it.
How could you say no?
Yeah, he just went right to the ball, picked it up like it was no big deal, didn't even think twice about it. I think the referee might have been suckered in there.
I believe we've got a deep throw-in coming up for Lexington, or will it be a corner? Looks like it might. So a set piece here for the Minutemen coming up.
See a look at Seth Stoner there. He's been impactful for Clear Fork. Oh, ball just kind of sits in the box there for Clear Fork.
Played in by Depperschmidt. And now low into the back of the net once again. This time it's Will Hostetler. And the onslaught is on by the Minutemen.
There's a couple bad clearances from Clear Fork there. I think they had 2 or 3 times they get the ball out of the box. Once they just looked at each other. Once they didn't get it out, and it just falls right to Will Hostetler, who just buries it in the back corner of the net for the 4th goal for the Minutemen. It's a good ball in from Depperschmidt, though.
And 3 goals here in the first 9 minutes, Jesse. When we talked about what a second-half team Clear Fork has been throughout the season, it's Lexington taking a page out of their book here tonight on the road.
Well, Lexington's style of play doesn't allow you to be a second-half team necessarily. I mean, Clear Fork chased so much and defended so much in the first half. It's tough to be a second-half team when you've spent that much energy in the first half, and they're just having to chase. Ooh. Clear Fork is just kind of struggling to get that ball forward again. We saw a little bit of this in the first half. The difference was Lexington was not finishing their chances. Clear Fork certainly not taking care of the ball well tonight.
Bad throw-in is the whistle.
I think the referee's giving him payback for taking the early throw. Maybe he realized it's error. I don't know.
Could be a makeup call. I think you're right.
Bad throw, but you don't see a lot of bad throws. Now we've got another whistle again.
Yeah, certainly didn't look like one. So, like you said, could have been a nice makeup call.
The other ball was still on the field, so there's 2 different games going on at the same time. We've got it figured out. It's going to be Clear Fork throwing again, back from where it was the first time.
Could make things more interesting down the stretch. Why not keep them both out there?
That's true.
Seth with a little baby throw in this time. Not really in his wheelhouse.
That's the frustration play you don't like to see. You know, he came back to the ball and they still couldn't complete the pass back.
Now Tagliotti.
So smooth
nice
with the
move.
ball. Yep, just quick touches. He's just so smooth to turn out of pressure there. Ooh.
And they've got about 6 kids on the team that we've seen make consistent plays like that all night long.
Absolutely.
I mean,
absolutely.
This team, it's got to be the best team in the area, I think, that we've seen, Jesse.
Oh, undoubtedly so. I know they took a loss to Ashland. I think if they were to match up again, I think I would pick Lexington. I know it's a little bit of hypothetical teams, but I just think, you know, we talked about this for Lexington. You are probably the majority of your schedules, you are their marquee game. You are the game every team wants. I think it may have taken a few games for Lexington to remember or realize that in regards to Ashland. It's a dangerous shot there from Lubaki, but I think that may have just caught them early and they didn't quite realize the intensity that other teams are going to start the game with, because you are the reason for the season this year. I mean, you are the team they want to match up against and see how they do. And certainly they've been successful against Ashland for the past couple of years as well.
You've had them ranked at number 1 in your top 5 the entire season, I do believe. So kind of proving us tonight that you know what you're talking about.
Yeah, well, I think we gave it to Ashland one week after Ashland beat them, but then Ashland took a couple bad losses there. And you know, Ashland's a young team, but they've certainly got some talent as well. What a turn in the middle of the field.
Parker sends it forward, fair charging. Got through a couple of defenders and made that play all happen on his own. Clear Fork just has to knock it out.
Yeah, and which is unfortunate because they had 4 defenders back, and they kind of panicking right now. So the last goal they gave up, they didn't effectively clear the ball. They let it sit in the box, and this one probably panicked too much and just put it straight out of bounds for a Lexington to have a throw in. And, you know, Tagliatti's got a decent throw of his own, but he does play it short to Depperschmidt. But gets it back to Tagliatti, who's been playing some good balls in. Oh, that's a dangerous ball right there. Bailey scoops this one up, but it's a low, hard cross on the ground. That is not easy to handle. Lex has got some guys there.
Big punt.
Ooh.
Headed how to play. Yeah, a lot of contact and a step over there by the defender.
Yeah, that's interesting. I think Clear Fork slipped and kind of came into his legs. I don't think that was an intentional play. And I think that Lex just
definitely shades of Allen Iverson in the finals, isn't it, from 2001? Looked like Ty Lue laying there on the ground.
Yeah.
Sam Reitler. And we've got a stoppage in play now because of that. Big collision.
Yeah, just kind of steps right over him, and I think he probably thought the foul was intentional. I don't think the foul was intentional. I really think Clear Fork kind of slipped him to him, but definitely caught him low, which is never good. But he's still down on the ground, though. That's not good. Not even sure what he hurt from this angle. I can't quite tell what he's holding. It could be a variety of things. You know, he comes in so hard.
While they're tending to the injured player, we'll go ahead and take a quick break. It's been all Lex here in the second half. They lead at 4-0, 27:35 to go.
We are uniting Park National's family banks under one name to serve you more.
This bank's about service to the community.
I mean, your customers become your family, and by and large, you become their family.
Customers do come in and they do feel like they're a part of our family, and they feel like they know us and we know them and we care.
Park National, our family of banks, all together now.
Subscribe or be subscribed.
When last we left you, Alex Kishler was the injured player down on the ground for Clear Fork. He is up, walked over to the sideline on his own, Jesse, so that's a good sign after the big collision.
Yeah, just kind of I think a little bit of a slip. I think he slipped and then went right into the Lexington player's legs. And Ryan Parker's in on a breakaway again. Just every time you go to make a point, they play it into Ryan Parker, gets on a breakaway. But, yeah, I don't think it was anything really of malicious intent. I think he slipped and just kind of took out his legs. Maybe Lexington won't agree with that, as, you know, he did kind of step over. And so you just got to be careful with a little bit of the extras there. You don't want to get carried away and find yourself picking up an unnecessary card or something that's certainly going to cost you a game more than this.
So Lex back on the move. Reverse it, top of the screen. Now they work middle. They move the ball so well, they just keep you guessing defensively. You never know where it's going to come from. As Parker!
Crossbar. Offsides. The referee called him offsides. That's so patient in the offense. And what they did is they just kept moving the Clear Fork defenders around, and Clear Fork eventually just got tired of putting that hard pressure on, and then he had the time to set up, plays a great ball in, and Ryan was just a little bit offsides. Hits the crossbar on his header anyways. It's going to be a free kick for Clear Fork.
Ryan Parker has not scored tonight, but he has generated numerous chances, probably about 20 legit opportunities for this team, either with his passing ability, his speed, his availability at times. It just seems like you mentioned every time there's a ball that's played out long, Ryan Parker seems to find it on the other end.
I don't know that he has a goal and assist, but certainly he's got impact on the game. You know, you have to be aware of him defensively. You got to know where he is, and probably almost you have to know where he is from the front and the back, because you don't want him to slip in on a through ball or the breakaway, but you don't want him to get the ball and turn on you, because he's so good and he's got such good vision that he can make a play. Just a phenomenal front group here for Lexington with Fair and Parker, Hostetler, Tagliati. I mean, they got some guys up there who are just capable of doing some big things.
Trevor with 3 goals tonight.
Yes, and we talk about the guys going forward, but Depperschmidt's, man, they both kind of get up there and they get the ball in the wing. They can play a dangerous cross in too. Just so many different weapons for Lexington.
Tagliati keeps it on the ground and deflected over the end line. Be a Clear Fork goal kick. And I saw news breaking at halftime. The Ohio Cardinal Conference put out their Players of the Year, and for a second consecutive season, Ryan Parker has been named the Offensive Player of the Year for the OCC, so would like to congratulate him. Defensive Player of the Year coming from Worcester, Simon Schoenfeld, and then J.P. Lytle, the coach for the Generals, deservingly winning Coach of the Year.
He's done a nice job. That's a good program over there. I've seen their team play a little bit, and they've certainly got some tremendous players on there. I'm a little surprised they beat Lex, but I believe when Lex played, they were missing the Depperschmidt brothers, and obviously they're the contributing players there. And you know, it's one of those years where you just can't expect to be full strength every game just because of all the things going on. But yeah, obviously Worcester's got a tremendous team. But yeah, Ryan Parker absolutely phenomenal tonight. You know, Trevor Fair is making his own case for Player of the Year as well tonight. But Parker, every time he touches the ball, good things are happening.
Lebaki had it taken away from him as he tried to split a double team.
That's a great ball in. Tough to handle. Oh, he grabs his face. I don't think he actually got it. I think just maybe seeing if he might get a fall. It wasn't convincing enough because he didn't go to the ground, but just thought maybe if I grab my face real quick, the referee might do something. Not quite convincing enough.
If you're going to try to sell that thing, you got to go all out.
It's 110 or nothing there. You can't go 5% on the sell.
Nice build up here for Clear Fork, one of the best that they've had all night. And that shot handled easily, though, by Reinhardt. But as mentioned, a nice build, and Zach Smart with the shot.
Yeah, we've not talked much about Hogger here for Clear Fork. I'm not sure if he didn't play much in the first half, but certainly making some things happen there.
Yeah, second team All-MOAC performer, 4 goals on the season for him. Been a bit of a non-factor, but it seems like a lot of players for Clear Fork just have not been able to get it going, and I think you have to more credit the opponent than their lack of play here tonight. Lex has just been on fire.
Need to go back and watch some tape. I did not see this this intensity or this level of play from anybody in Clear Fork in the first half, and he's just been out there running through players and trying to poke it away. I think that's the style. That's what you need as a team. You need that pressure. You need that intensity on the ball, and not give Lexington the time to sit up and do what they want.
Minutemen in total control as they get it back to Ryan Parker from the middle. Ryan, another great pass, a no-look pass to Tagliati.
Yeah, just kept the ball moving. Just knew where his teammate was going to be. Just knew the spacing of it. Absolutely terrific.
Having an All-American makes things look a lot prettier than they probably normally standardly would at the high school level.
Yeah, I never had a returning All-American. All my All-Americans were always seniors, and so you never got to coach them after they've been labeled that. But certainly you're right. It's just another level. You know, and he's a terrific player, and that's an impressive accolade. You know, there's not a lot of players in the area who've received those accolades, and so that's a great accomplishment, but obviously well-deserved.
Do you know if Ryan is committed to play at the next level anywhere yet?
I don't believe he's committed. Last I talked to Ryan and the coaching staff, they're still looking at different things and still trying to find the right fit and even what the right level is. And I think one of the questions is, as you're looking for college soccer, is are you wanting minutes right away, or you want to join a top-tier program? What are your desires? And obviously there's the academic side as well.
And I know Ryan's a heck of a student. I think above a 4.0, if I'm not mistaken. He's one of those type of smart kids. So
yeah,
whoever gets him certainly is getting an outstanding guy.
He's a good kid as well. You know, he's obviously a terrific soccer player. We've watched that tonight. You know, he's great academically, but he's a good kid. You know, he's He's the kind of teammate, classmate that you want to have, and just an all-around good kid.
So as we're now under 21 minutes to go, Clear Fork developing a few more chances here as of late. At least they've had the ball in Lexington's end.
Yeah, it does allow your team to rest defensively, where you're not just retreating and trying to, outrun the strikers of Lexington, which is not an easy task in and of itself. So once you can just keep the ball on the other side of the field, it just allows your team to relax, catch their breath.
Tagliati sends one just a bit out of reach there.
I tell you, they have the ability from 20, 30, 40, 50 yards away. They just put the ball in front of their players and just barely missed there. But, man, they just play so fast and play that through ball so effectively. Such a weapon. And it's multiple guys doing it. It's not one guy. It's multiple Lex players are able to play the ball into that space there, and they can run onto it.
Parker flicks it out wide. Now headed back to him on the go. Almost was able to bring it down to his feet. Clear Fork defense on skates back there, just side to side. Lexington moves it.
Yeah, Lexington is so calm on the ball. They're not over-dribbling. They're not taking too many touches. They're just looking up. They touch it. They keep the ball moving and looking for space. It's so hard to defend that when guys are just so selfless with the ball. They don't really care how many touches they get. They just want to find the open player, find the open opportunity.
Ryan weaves his way. Thinks better of taking a shot. Now he's got it back out wide. Parker not even sure how he made that little move there, and that one sails over top. So crafty.
Yeah, so skilled with the ball. That's a move you don't see too often in high school soccer, especially in a large. That's more of like a street soccer pickups type move, but I like it. I like the confidence pulling off there in the wing. Just puts the ball out of bounds after that, though.
And with a 4-0 edge, you can start trying a few more things like you would, like in the driveway, for lack of a better term.
Absolutely. Well, and when you're in the space that they're in, too. I mean, he played the ball, he took a cup, and then got it back from a teammate. And, he found a lot of space on the wing there to be able to have the time to do that move.
It's going to be another goal kick as Reitler couldn't control that pass from Parker.
We're just trying to be a little creative on a goal kick here, just try and disrupt the Lex attack a little bit. But just going to play it. Yeah, when you don't have a lot of guys forward, you can't just dump the ball off on the other end. It's just going to go to him every time. And certainly this has probably been the biggest disruption to Clear Fork's attack has been Lexington having the ball. I think Clear Fork's used to probably having the majority of the possession, and they get repeated chances in a game. But tonight, certainly possession has favored Lexington, and the amount of opportunities considerably has favored Lexington as well. So for Clear Fork, you got to kind of adjust your game a little bit. How can you create some more chances? How can you get the ball and not just keep giving it away?
Clear Fork coming into tonight had 4 straight shutout victories. And in the matches that we've seen them here, they definitely have dictated the pace of play. They've had the possession for the bulk majority of time. So I think you're right. I think probably just a little bit caught off guard here tonight, and Lexington just having the possession has just thrown them out of whack. But you see, it's just hard to pressure these Lexington kids because they move the ball so quickly, so effectively. And Clear Fork has had trouble finding answers.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, that's a terrific point. Of you can't duplicate what you're seeing tonight. You can't play a state-ranked team every time. But for Clear Fork, they haven't done it yet. Berlin Highland was state-ranked, I think. Ontario may have gotten some votes in the top 10, but they've not seen a team of this level, and so it takes a little bit of getting used to. Now, what I think to be interesting for Clear Fork, that's
what a
terrific
pass
build-up for Lexington. Oh my goodness. What I think is interesting for this is that there's a chance these two teams meet again, and where Clear Fork has kind of experienced the speed and the skill that Lexington has, and can you game plan a little bit different so you're not giving the ball away and just let Lexington attack for the next 80 minutes they play.
Lexington, this will wrap up their regular season. They will next return to action and tournament play on October 19th. That, I believe, is next Monday. get a play at home against Clyde.
Yeah, Coach Tim opting to take the play-in game. Sometimes you get different strategies all over. I've done both. I've taken the bye before because we had some weeks where we wanted to get guys healthy. We've taken that play-in game because we had some weeks where we just want to stay in that rhythm of playing at a high level. And both you could argue for both sides of playing that game or skipping that game. And,
that one deflected. Bailey down on his knees, still alive, and it trickles just over the end line though. A Minuteman is down.
He got it pretty quick. The Clear Fork players looked like they were waving in a trainer, but he did kind of hop back up to his feet. He's still hobbling a little bit. Big play by Bailey. That's a big second save as well. That's not easy. He bobbled the first one, but got right up it and found the ball and made the second play there to keep Lex from getting their 5th of the night.
Off the restart, Tagliotti puts this one out of play here on the near side. Looks like it was Potter, player that was shaken up momentarily for Lex. He's back up and moving.
Tagliotti is just all over the field. I mean, you see him, he's up in the attacking end. All of a sudden he's back defensively. He's just in the right place at the right time. And we obviously talk a lot about the attack of Lexington with Parker and Fair, but, it's a bad foul. And Tagliotti as well. I mean, he's a terrific player. You see why they were where they were last year. I mean, they've got some players out here who are playing at a high level.
And something that I've noticed throughout the night is that these Lexington midfielders and defenders, I don't think they've really lost a one-on-one battle where a Clear Fork kid tries to go right at them. They're routinely taking the ball away or at least disrupting it. Clear Fork has not been able to have some of those razzle-dazzle plays that we've seen in the past, certainly with Luke Labaki, where he would just drivel through, knife through a defense. Hasn't happened in this one.
Yeah, and Luke Labaki is getting the ball in different spots than he would another. Normally he's receiving the ball 30 yards away on the wing, and he can attack from the wing. But tonight, he's receiving it probably 60 yards away, and oftentimes in the middle of the field.
Sure.
There's not many more plays that he can make because they have so limited guys forward. So I think it's a little bit of a newer situation for him in that regard as well.
Less than 14 minutes remain and some substitutions now. Fair's going to check out. Likely will be my vote for the Clear Fit Nutrition Player of the Game.
Certainly has the goals of the game. Some terrific goals tonight.
Lucas Starling just checked in for him, pressuring here. And now the Colts looking to build up attack. That's going to be Lex throwing.
The other thing that's probably new for Clear Fork is they've probably not seen the pressure on the ball that Lexington has been able to provide tonight. We talked about the inability of Clear Fork to be able to do that, but Lex is not giving Clear Fork a lot of time to sit and make decisions and to go forward, so it finds them just dumping the ball off quite a bit. And then they cannot connect on the pass or cannot find their guy because they just have to play so fast.
Here comes Labaki. A little heavy with that second touch there. And now so quickly the Minutemen looking to turn it around.
I mean, look at those guys just started sprinting down the field. They had 5 guys just take off, all fell in their lanes and just started going forward. Clear Fork did well to disrupt that ball going forward because I think Lex had some numbers there.
Yeah, they did. That was one of the few times tonight that Ryan Parker just hasn't made a nice pass.
That's probably the right play for Clear Fork there, is putting a ball into the corner, let Seth kind of run onto it, see if he can kind of just disrupt something, and maybe Lex knocks it out of bounds. And then you get a throw in there from a dangerous area. You got to find spots where it can be one-on-one for Clear Fork, and they've been very few opportunities for that for Clear Fork tonight because Lexington defends so efficiently and so well. They just be able to get guys behind the ball. So I think you really got to attack from the wings where maybe you can get a one-on-one and then draw a second defender over and be able to create a little bit of space for Clear Fork then. But just very few times have they been able to do that.
Labaki draws a couple of defenders. And now a turnover from the Colts. As Lex pretty content right now just to pass it around the park, waste a little bit of time.
Yeah, absolutely. And, they're still looking to keep possession, but they're gonna play with looking to score here as well. I think they've dropped off playing that long ball a little bit, and they're just gonna make sure they're not losing the ball. See, Clear Fork did well to come back and defend, kick it away from Parker there.
Had it poked away from behind into the hands of Bailey. Just looking for Smart here on the near side.
Tough part for Clear Fork out of all this is you've got Ashland in 2 days. So
True.
certainly you want to be prepared for tournaments and you want to be ready for that, but you've got another quality team coming to your place in just 2 days here. And so do you end up start resting some of your guys now in preparation for that? Or do you look at resting your guys Thursday in preparation for the tournament? You know, so many questions you got to kind of wrestle with and your strategy of how you're going to kind of finish the season out, both the regular season but then start the postseason.
Definitely don't want to talk for Nate Gailey, but after tonight's performance, the fact that you have been outplayed so badly, I think that you have to go full force. You got to treat that Ashland game like it is a tournament game, like it's do or die. Like they need to come out and look a little bit better than they did tonight. No question.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, there's going to be a part of this that we need to show we can compete against a top-tier team at a high level and be able to do some good things. And, you know, we've seen glimpses of good things tonight, but certainly not consistently and not to the level we've normally seen from the Colts team.
Teddy looking for some options. Get another chance at it. So we're now under 10 minutes to go here at the Colt Corral. If you were just joining us, it was just a 1-0 game at the half. And matter of fact, that goal came early on, less than 5 minutes in. And then Clear Fork, they played some pretty solid defense. They packed it in defensively, had about 8 guys back, and then just an onslaught out of the break where Trevor Fair had 2 impressive goals in the first 5 minutes. And then Hostetler the latest. And that's where we've gotten to now, 4-0 in favor of the Minutemen.
It's been a little sloppy here. We've seen a few careless turnovers that we didn't see a lot of from Lexington in the first half. You know, maybe it's fatigue. Maybe they get some new guys in. You know, obviously there's a little bit different intensity in the game now. It's pretty much out of reach for the most part. You know, 9 minutes left in the game. Score is clearly one-sided at this point.
And Parker and Fair both on the bench now. Their nights are over.
We've got Andrew Lowry up there at striker for the Minutemen. He's a junior.
So it's a good chance for Lex, and we'll see also if Clear Fork elects to get in some of their younger guys into the mix over the last several minutes. But looks like Clear Fork's staying with their top guys, and, you know, probably want to get a little bit of momentum, get some smiles out there, try to at least develop. They really have not had a legit shot attempt. Everything so far has come from outside the box. They've developed a few things, but have not turned into shot attempts, so...
Yeah, absolutely right. I think for Clear Fork, obviously a keeper change here for Lexington. Interesting keeper change. They've got 2 phenomenal keepers. Obviously, Caleb is a starter, but Garrett Weaver is a terrific keeper in his own right. Just happens to fall behind Caleb there as the starting keeper. So expect a good year for Garrett next year. I think, you know, there's a lot of things happening for this Clear Fork team. Obviously, they're a good team. Their tournament's going to be – it's not going to be easy. They've certainly got some big games in front of them. I think they've got Norwalk, if I'm not mistaken, and then Ontario before they could play Lex. So if they're going to win a district finals crown, it's going to be beating 3 really good teams. And so it's going to be, you know, kind of getting into that rhythm of can we play consistently at a high level against good teams. And so tonight, obviously, you're not quite there yet, but can you find glimpses of what's working and what will work in the future and build on that?
Warriors have certainly been Clear Fork's kryptonite in the postseason. I know they've knocked them out at least a couple times over the last 3-4 seasons. So here's another chance coming out. Making the play is Bailey. That one smacked way up into the sky. But the crisis averted here for the Colts. Well done by Luke Bailey.
Clear Fork will open up their postseason with Gallion, it looks like. And then they'll play Norwalk. And then on the other side of their bracket will be Ontario against Tiffin, and then Huron, who's not a bad team in their own right either. So if Clear Fork can get past Gallion and then Norwalk, they'll play probably Ontario or Huron. Tiffin's kind of had a rough year so far. On the top side, Lex plays Clyde, and then the winner will play Mansfield Senior and against Edison Vermilion winner. So I think everybody would certainly pick Lex to come out of the top bracket, but there's probably 4 teams who could come out of the bottom side of that bracket between Ontario, Clear Fork, Norwalk, and possibly Huron as well, with no disrespect to Tiffin, but it's probably just not their year for that.
And I look forward to a potential rematch, Ontario versus Clear Fork. The first one that went down over at the Ontario Soccer Complex saw the Warriors get up 2-0. Clear Fork battled back late, was able to get a draw out of it. So I'd like to see that one go down one more time for the right to play Lexington, who let's just go ahead and pencil them in from what we've seen here tonight. I mean, this is a great team, clicking on all cylinders at the right time, and they've got it cooking here as they're rolling into the postseason.
Yeah, absolutely. This team is playing at a high level. They are fun to watch. They are smart with the ball. They're aggressive. They find the right pass into the attacking third. I mean, they just are efficient with the ball. They don't make a little bit now, but they don't usually make a lot of careless mistakes. When they get the ball, it usually results in a goal-scoring opportunity for Lexington. Keeper change for the Colts. Looks like Griffin Blakely making his debut tonight. And looks like number 19 for Clear Fork, Jaden Beachy checking in as well. So a couple young players here for the Colts going to get some varsity action.
We'll see what they do with their opportunity here over the last 5 minutes and change.
And Clear Fork's not quite subbed everybody out yet. They've still got a few of the starters in there. But here come the reserves from Lexington. Certainly they can. Oh.
Collision in the box. That one.
A lot of contact, but I think the referee's got it right. He definitely hit the ball away. They just kind of ran into each other. I think that's the right play or right call.
Minutemen had a build-up and then punched out there by the Colts. That was strong with the defensive play.
Certainly a little bit of a skill drop-off for Lexington, but the style remains the same. They want the ball, and they don't want to give it up. You know, if Clear Fork does not have the ball, it's going to be tough for them to score, obviously. That's kind of the mentality looks like these guys came into the game with here. Just keep the ball moving, keep Clear Fork moving, and be careful on your touches and try not to give the ball away.
Certainly a senior-laden club for the Minutemen this year. A lot of their top starters are 12th graders, so
that's probably true for both teams as well. I mean, next year this game's going to look considerably different. We're going to see a lot of new faces out there, a lot of new names to be called. Be a lot of new goals up for grabs too. For Lexington, it's proved to often kind of be the next man up mentality, where they've got guys who are, you know, great players just kind of waiting for their moment. For Clear Fork, that's not always been the case. They don't quite have that luxury and depth, so they've struggled the past couple of years, but this is the year they've been waiting for.
Yeah, that's right. So, I mean, while they're going to drop this match here tonight, and they got another tough one coming up on Thursday, which we will have live and free right here on the OH Report when they go toe-to-toe with the Ashland Arrows. I think it's all about the tournament. I mean, the regular season only matters so much. I know that they're MOAC champions, so they've already got that accolade. What matters now is that second season, and we'll see if they're able to turn it into something that bodes a few wins, because the last 4 years, one and done in the postseason. 1-5 in the last 5 years in tournament play for Clear Fork. So what's it going to look like this year in tournament? That's going to be the question they've been waiting for this year, Jesse, and we'll see if they turn it into something good.
You know what I think? Hearing the phrase co-champions for Clear Fork and Ontario makes me cringe a little bit. It doesn't really make sense. I think if the MOAC president and board, if you're listening, I think you need to either get a conference tournament or you need to get some shootouts. You can't keep doing co-champions because it's not really, it's the two teams. It's not really a champion. So I think you've got to figure something out. Either do a conference tournament, a championship game would be fun. You know, don't let it end in a tie. I just think at this level, you can have a champion, you can have a first and a second place. You don't have to just give it away to co-champs. Well, Clear Fork is making a line change here. Looks like they're bringing 6 guys off the bench to get in the game.
That's right.
Lex bringing a couple as well with just 2 minutes left on the clock.
Well, if in that district semifinal game, if Ontario and Clear Fork match up, maybe we can make a call into the MOAC Commission and say, hey, let's have this determine all the marbles, because there are no ties in the postseason, of course.
Yeah. I just think, I look at a conference like the NBC, for the girls' side, they do a postseason tournament. And, this last game, or this last weekend, Mansfield Christian Crestview went to double overtime.
Yeah.
Mansfield Christian wins in a double overtime thriller. I mean, what a fun atmosphere for high school girls soccer to be a part of. I think you can do that in the MOAC too as well. I think you can have those type of those games. I know kind of the knock would be for Ontario and Clear Fork, they don't want to play a tournament because it's more games against maybe less than quality competition in their conference. But
true,
there are other things you can think about and how to do that rather than just having co-champs all the time.
Clock now down to the last 90 seconds as the Minutemen cross it into heavy traffic.
even the next set of guys here for Lexington has got that same mentality. They're patient, confident with the ball, looking up, looking to make that play. Not quite as skilled as that first group, obviously, but still the mentality's right for Lexington.
Yeah, Peter Thames got this thing working like a well-oiled machine, no doubt about it. I was happy to see him before the match. This is my first time covering Lexington all year. Told him I missed him a little bit, and obviously when you get soccer that's this level, you do miss it when you don't get to take this in. One of the best teams in the entire state of Ohio, and I think they proved it here tonight. And I think Trevor Fair proved that he's worthy of our player of the game, Jesse. I think that's going to be our post-match interview.
Absolutely. I think with him and even talking to Ryan Parker a little bit, didn't get on the score sheet tonight, but certainly did a lot of good things and I think drew a lot of attention. Griffin Blakely coming out, right play there. If your keeper's not paying attention, that's easily a goal-scoring opportunity for Lexington. But Trevor with some tremendous goals, some of the best goals I've seen in a while for high school soccer. I mean, gets a volley, gets a header, gets a flick. I mean, it's just some real fun goals tonight. So we'll get a chance to hear from him and what the thoughts are going forward for this talented Minutemen team.
Well, what it is for right now is another victory over Clear Fork, their 5th consecutive over their Richland County rivals. 5 straight wins, too, for the Minutemen to close out their regular season as they get prepared for tournament time. We're going to get ready for our post-match coverage, including an interview with our player of the game, Trevor Fair. So stick around. Post-match stuff on the way here on the OH Report.
We are uniting Park National's family banks under one name to serve you more.
This bank's about service to the community.
I mean, your customers become your family, and by and large, you become their family.
Customers do come in and they do feel like they're a part of our family, and they feel like they know us and we know them and we care.
Park National, our family of banks, all together now.
Subscribe or be subscribed.
We are here with senior striker Trevor Fair from Lexington, coming off a 4-0 victory tonight. Trevor, good game, some terrific goals tonight. Talk to me. It's 1-0 at the end of the first half. You get 3 pretty quickly into the second half. What was the difference in mentality in between the two halves?
I think we knew we were the better team going into halftime, and we knew that we hadn't shown it. And so we really wanted to focus on not letting them score and change momentum, and really focus on pushing forward and getting a better lead for us. Yeah,
absolutely. You had some really, really terrific goals tonight. Let's talk about your second goal. Okay, it was tough for us on the camera to really tell exactly what you did. Can you describe a little bit of what happened? Because I'm pretty sure I know, but I want to hear from you confirming I saw what I saw.
So Big Al, shout out to Alex, put in a great cross, and I just tried to get whatever touch I could on it and put it in the back of the net. So.
Did you go behind your leg, kind of like a quick?
Oh no, I just barely.
Oh, you just barely. Oh, okay, yeah. Okay. It looked like you might have went. All right, I got you. So for this team, obviously you've had a tremendous regular season. What's the goal going forward now?
Taking it one game at a time, but we're definitely looking straight to where we were last year and farther.
Yeah. And what's it going to take this year? Obviously, it's a tremendous game against Bay last year. You matched up in the regular season. What does it take to go farther than where you were last year this year?
It takes all of us. It doesn't take one person doing well. It takes every single person on the team busting their butt and doing everything we can for each other.
Yeah, absolutely. Describe to me, what's your role in the team right now? What do you bring to the team?
I feel like passing, assist, winning the ball, and doing everything I can to put everyone in a good spot.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. I'm here with Trevor. He's the senior striker for Lexington. Terrific job. Hat trick tonight. 4-0 Lexington beats Clear Fork. Trevor, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it. Great game, great job. We are coming back here. Lexington wins 4-0 tonight in a dominant performance over Clear Fork. So we are just excited to watch just some quality. 2 of probably the best boys teams in the area match up kind of late October. What a fun evening. Great weather, great atmosphere, great stadium. So many great things going on here at the Colt Corral tonight. Got to see some great soccer. For Clear Fork, they've got the Ashland Arrows coming up next, who actually beat this Lexington team. So it is going to be a difficult, recovery day tomorrow. And then Thursday, they're right back at it, same place, same time, live and free on the OH Report against these Ashland Arrows.
That's right, Jesse. Really looking forward to that match. And I want to see Ashland in person. I haven't got an opportunity to check them out. And the fact that they were able to deliver a loss to this Lexington team, I got to imagine that we're going to be impressed with what we see from them. And I think the real question is, how does Clear Fork bounce back? They got really outmatched here tonight. They did not look good. I thought that this was going to be a lot more competitive match. Lexington dictated all the tempo. They had pretty much all the big plays, obviously all the scores in the game. So what do the Colts do after a performance like this? Do they come back hungrier, or are they just not up to the level of these other teams, as mentioned, playing through the MOAC? We'll see.
Yeah, I think we talked about it throughout the game. You cannot duplicate what you saw tonight against their speed is terrific. Their touch on the ball was terrific. Their ability to attack from anywhere is terrific. You can't duplicate that at the level that Lexington's playing at. And so I think there's a little bit – it's a learning curve tonight, right? You took a hard loss, but you're probably going to learn quite a bit from this. You saw the level they're playing at. You saw that you're able to compete. It was 1-0 at halftime. They were in the game.
Sure.
And so I think now it's – all right, we've seen a little bit of that experience. We've been exposed to that. Can we increase the level that we've been playing at so we can reach a higher level? And I think that's going to be the question. The tough part is that has to happen in about 48 hours,
right.
Less than that probably at this point. So, can they turn things around and just increase their performance, learn from some mistakes, and play just a little bit better against Ashland on Thursday night?
And then for Lexington moving forward, obviously we're both really impressed with what we saw from the Minutemen here tonight. And it seems like from the interview with Trevor, he said all the right things, and then team player, and it seems like they got the team concept going on. This team's loaded again, Jesse. I think that, the potential to get back to a state Final Four is there. But you mentioned Bay, and that's the one team for sure that they're probably going to be looking at in the brackets. You don't want to look too far, but head and shoulders above the rest. You got to think they're the best team in the district.
Well, that's exactly right. What Trevor said. It's got to be one game at a time. Obviously, you had the success last year. You beat a tremendous Bay team. That's probably in your future again. But also, if you're not careful, that's not your future, and all of a sudden you're done and you didn't fail to live up to those expectations. So I think he said the right phrase. It's one game at a time. It's a one-game season, and you win that one game, then you look to that next game. So he's got the right mentality. Coach Tim's got him ready to go. It's gonna be a fun tournament time for the Minutemen.
Yeah, it was a fun night here for the Lexington Minutemen as they walk away a 4-0 winner over Clear Fork. 5th straight win for them over the Colts, and 5 straight wins for Lex to end the season.
Let's take a look at our player of the game. Obviously, the hat trick hero, senior striker Trevor Fair. 3 terrific goals tonight. We saw a volley, we saw a header, we saw a flick. 3 different types of goals. So our Clear Fit Nutrition player of the game, absolutely tremendous tonight. A lot of quality goals. A lot of just a fun player to watch too.
He did it in a variety of different ways. I think that was the coolest part about it, is that all of them were impressive goals too. All of those you could throw on the highlight reel, and they came, 2 of them sandwiched within just a couple of minutes of each other, and then of course putting them on top early in the first half to give them a little bit of breathing room, get some early confidence going for the Minutemen. So easy pick for us for the player of the game. That's going to wrap things up here from the Colt Corral. Would like to thank our sponsors, Park National Bank, Spherion Mid-Ohio, as well as Black Belt Pro Fitness, and of course, Clear Fit Nutrition, located right here downtown in Belleville. Make sure you go check them out, get a shake. Thank our staff as well. On the cameras tonight, we had Garrett Parlett, Storm Blunchley, our producer extraordinaire, Adam Thompson. I'm Brian Skowronski for Jesse Ryder. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you right back here at the Colt Corral on Thursday night. So long for now.